Hello investors, thank you for joining me. My name is Michael from Deep Value Returns on Seeking Alpha. Today I want to talk about Pinduoduo. Pinduoduo is a mobile-first agriculture platform that's growing at very rapid rates. I'm going to talk to you about why this is a compelling contrarian bet that I'm making. So there's a disclosure, I'm long this investment, what to think about, and why investors shouldn't be overly fearful of investing in this giant Chinese company. So if you've been investing for a while, you know that China stocks come in and out of favor all the time. So you can look back at any point in time, the market is quite undiscerning when it comes to Chinese stocks. So when they're in favor, all of them are just going higher, higher, higher. And when things turn sour, like in 2021, investors are just punishing the stocks irrespective of their underlying performances. So I just put out two here. I put Pinduoduo and Alibaba, and you can see that both of these stocks are down significantly in 2021. So I'm just going to specifically address Pinduoduo and talk about its opportunity, but just to highlight that whenever investors are undiscerning and just dispassionately selling out of a sector, sometimes there is a worthwhile opportunity there. So with that in mind, I wanted to highlight that Pinduoduo is a platform where consumers and merchants can interact with each other. So it's an ability for the agriculture sector that hasn't had a lot of technology and is prone to disruption to get farmers to put up whatever products they want to sell, and then you got the customer on the other side that is able to group together and buy a lot of merchandise or products from farmers. So it also has other opportunities as well, and one of the themes that investors are latched onto is that the only reason why Pinduoduo is able to grow so fast is really down to its subsidizing or giving coupons to customers to purchase our products. But as we go through, you'll see that's not really the case. So what I wanted to highlight is quite interestingly that Pinduoduo has more than 730 million active customers on its platform, and if you think about in the US, how many platforms are struggling really to get beyond those 200 million monthly active users. And recently we've seen Pinterest probably is going to be acquired by PayPal because it's difficult to get so many users on a platform on a monthly basis. It's difficult to get user retention, and you can see that in the case of Pinduoduo, they're really not struggling at all. And I just wanted to highlight, just for reference, okay, so Alibaba's market cap is approximately 4 times higher than Pinduoduo, and Alibaba's monthly active users were 940 million for its latest fiscal result, which is Q1 2022. And with that in mind, you got a stock that's 4 times a quarter of the valuation, and it has approximately very similar number of active users. So it's, they're really doing something quite significant and quite compelling. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is its revenue growth rates are really, really strong. So it's growing, excluding its merchandise sales, it's growing at a very rapid rate. It's up 73% year over year as of Q2 21. So it's growing at a very rapid rate, and we're talking about multi-billion revenues here. But really, the one thing that I think is truly compelling and people are not paying enough attention to, you remember when I talked about before that the theme had been that Pinduoduo gives coupons to people, and that's why people come onto the platform and spend money. Well, it's actually profitable. You can see here that it's SG&A, which is where they kind of group in the discounts, is actually down proportionately to its previous quarters. So in Q4 2020, SG&A was 68% of total revenue, and now as of Q2, it's only 47%. So they've really decelerated the amount that they spend on SG&A, and that's led to its profit margins turning positive for the first time. You can see here, so operating margins were 14% profitable. right? So it's a company that clearly, whatever, irrespective of any whatever I'm saying, it has shown to investors that it can turn profitable, and when it does that, it's a very strong margin. I mean, if you think about it, there are not so many companies out there that can be GAAP profitable and growing at such a fast rate. The other thing that I want to highlight is that has a lot of insider ownership. So I highlighted the founder there has got 28% of the stock. Sequoia India also has approximately 6.4% of the stock. So these are very people that are very motivated to see the share price go higher over time. And I just wanted to kind of put out some numbers here. So if we assume that over the next 6 months the revenue growth rate decelerates and it only grows at 50%, okay, and that would read, and from that point on, so at the end of 21, let's say that total revenues reach 14 billion, okay, and let's say that for 2022 its growth rates decelerates slightly again and it only grows at 40%. So from growing this so far at 70% this year, it only grows at 40% next year. We're looking at 20 billion in revenues. So investors are just paying 5 times the stocks, the sales, the forward sales. It's not a lot for a business that has shown to investors that it can be profitable. So with that in mind, I mean, this is very, very compelling if you think about it. So you got a business that's rapidly growing, has a huge number of eyeballs on its platform, and it's insider held, the insider ownership is very, very high, and it's growing at a very rapid rate. So 20 billion revenues is pretty significant if you think about it. So and this is still very much in the early stages of its opportunity. So they want to make it a lot easier for the consumer to get the products from the farm over to transport eggs across China in approximately 24 hours. So to go from the farm onto someone's plate in 24 hours. So they're going to be investing very aggressively in the logistic chains to really improve the consumer experience, to go from that. What consumers really want is time. They want high quality food and they want it on demand very quickly, and they're going to be investing very significantly in this. And so it just shows that there is a lot of opportunity for them to continue to grow, and I think that they'll blow past this 40% that investors are estimating going forward. So anyway, this is a stock that I'm particularly bullish on. I am along this position, but I wanted to just highlight this, and this is my thought process. If you want to find out other stocks that I'm compelled towards, don't forget to check out my marketplace. It's called Deep Value Returns, where I give you high quality, actionable investment ideas like this one and help you become a better investor. So I give you a portfolio of ideas to help you think through what's compelling. So with that aside, hope to see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.